Hey folks, it's Carrie Oberbrunner, and we are here. It is a special live stream. Get the popcorn, get the beverage, and we are going to jump in and talk about this year's conference, Igniting Souls 2021. I have a couple guests that are going to be coming on in just a few minutes. First of all, though, I'd love for you to be able to tag a friend, anybody who's an ace, actually aces, authors, coaches, entrepreneurs, speakers. Folks, we're going to jump in and really talk about the strategy, the psychology behind this year's conference, what we have planned for you, and just how much excitement is coming up. So let me take you, first of all, to the Igniting Souls conference page. And if you don't know where that is, it's just ignitingsoulsconference.com. I'm going to show you a little bit. We're going to announce some of the speakers for the first time today, as well as we're going to go through the sessions. And we're going to talk about, again, everything has a purpose behind why we structure it the way we do. And so let's jump right in. The theme this year, of course, is called agency. And we're talking about going deeper, not wider. And we talk about competition, opposition, and limitations. Where do they exist? And it only exists within our minds. And so really, folks, this year's conference is going to be focused on you, the individual, because we know that when you are clear, the people around you are clear. And Kathy, all the way from Montana, watching on YouTube, welcome very much. But let's jump right in and let's talk about, you can, of course, watch the video. It's a great video. The dates are October 21st through the 24th. This is the Igniting Souls Conference. It's in Columbus, Ohio, but you can watch anywhere in the world, and not just watch. In fact, you can participate. So we have an experiential conference. So even if you're watching, quote, virtually, you'll be able to fully engage. The guides, the people who are going to be on the main stage. Number one, I'm going to be talking about the future of publishing and intellectual property. And so if you're an author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur, you are creating intellectual property. We're going to be talking about some of the cutting edge things that are happening right now in the industry and how to really connect all your assets together, and even more importantly, how to protect them. If you've ever been worried about your intellectual property, your books, your talks, even your photographs, whatever, we're going to talk about some new things that are happening where you can definitely take advantage of protection for that. Dan Sullivan, my coach, is going to be coming on. He's going to be talking about the gap and the gain and how to really, as a high achiever, how do you keep up your happiness, confidence, and success even when you're tempted to compare with other people. Gino Wickman's going to be talking about the 6 undeniable signs that you're hardwired to be an entrepreneur. And he's going to be giving us a great litmus test. So if you kind of think, hey, I might be good as an entrepreneur, but I'm not sure, you're going to be able to jump right in and do that. Tyler's coming on, and he's going to be talking about how to grow your business without any risk or ad spend. Fantastic speaker. He's in, where is he right now? He's across the ocean with some really amazing people, but he's teaching them this right now. Jill Young's coming on with the business GPS, how to stay the course and arrive at your intended destination. Of course, we have Brian Bullock speaking about legacy. Fantastic gentleman. Sarah is jumping on. This is really key, folks. Screenwriter secrets, 5 tips for writing a story worth living. What she's going to do is she's going to be basically breaking down why screenwriting is essential. Even if you're not a screenwriter, when you think about your book as a film, how it can actually help you when you're on stage later on giving a keynote, how it can help you with your course building, how it can help you with your membership site. You got to think about your book as an experience and not just a book. And she's going to be giving us a fantastic model. In addition to that, we have Nick Sonnenberg, great guy. He's helped NASA, believe it or not, and ClickFunnels and Ethereum and Tony Robbins. But he's going to be talking about how you can use systems and tools so that you feel like so that you're no longer drowning in work. Mark LaChance, amazing guy. He just came to my house last week, but he has this incredible concept. Let me just tell it to you, folks. Luck is not a fluke. Luck is a formula. So a lot of times people think, oh, he's so lucky, she's so lucky. Hold on. It's not based on luck. You can actually stack the odds in your favor and cash in on success. And he has this formula, which is 10 internal conditions and 10 external conditions. I've just spent a ton of time in the book. It is fantastic. Sophie is going to be the partner in crime with Sarah, and they both were part of my Elixir team. And I'll tell you what, amazing, intelligent women. They're both professors of screenwriting. So you're actually going to be getting people she's in France and she is, I believe, in Pennsylvania, perhaps, but high caliber teaching. Evan's going to be talking about artificial intelligence and how we are here right now and how you can actually leverage AI so you can grow your business 10x without adding any payroll. Very interesting. We've never had a topic on AI before. Super excited about that. Smart people, neuroscience from Ohio State. You got it. Alex Freytag talking about vision works and unlocking what's called the earning mindset. So some of you who say, Carrie, I don't know how to leverage my business to earn income, or I'm not earning the income that I should. Alex is the man. Kiara, of course, is speaking about this concept called teen fluencer. So folks, you are going to be working with Gen X, Gen Y, millennials, boomers. We're all in this melting pot, if you will, and we all got to get along. Well, we're going to have someone who is a teen talk to us, and Kiara is going to be sharing, what really makes young people tick today, and how can we tap into that as we grow our own tribes and our own businesses. And then, of course, we have Tony coming with irresistible influence, seasoned leader, and how to turn casual followers, you got any of those, into committed leaders. And then, of course, we have Doug Fitzgerald coming. He's going to be the MC along with Lisa Mosier. And we have about two or three other speakers that we haven't announced yet. But folks, now you can click on the schedule. And when you click on the schedule, you can see below that we've literally listed the different speakers when they're speaking. Oh, here's a surprise. He's coming. Here's a surprise. He's coming. We have different surprises coming. We have a mystery speaker coming as well, and a secret topic that I'm not ready to announce yet. So, folks, it's fantastic. But you know what? That's just one little slice of the Igniting Souls Conference. What really gets the conference to be extremely valuable, we are going to drop the big bonus today, but I want to bring on a few of our guests. I'm going to bring on Vivian first, and Vivian is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes, right here in Milwaukee, where it's raining today.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, you've been on Good Morning America. You've been all over the place. You turned your tragedy into triumph, your pain into your platform, your story into God's glory. I mean, you name it. You're someone who, tell us before you came to conference, the Vivian, and tell us now the after. Because I think people right now are saying, gee, a ticket costs money and I might travel. Is it worth it? Who were you before? Who are you today? Give us a little peek inside.
Before I was motivated by my story, but going to conference just made me a whole new person. And this is what happened. I joined AAE in 2019, June of 2019. I had started writing my book. And so once I joined AAE, you all helped me with my book proposal. And so I was just really ambitious. I was like, I'm ambitious. I need to get to this conference so I can present my book.
Yes.
And you kept saying, okay, trust the timing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Carrie, I know you do this, but I'm going to just go bulldozers through this program and get to this conference and present
Yes.
my book. Well, my beta readers had a different idea. And so they read my book, which I'm so grateful they did, and then said, yeah, you need a couple of more chapters. You need one to kind of set things up. So we know you, but other readers don't know you. So they don't know why we were so concerned about you maybe not being able to be on this earth. And then
Wow.
the other said, well, do you ever think about it now? And so I thought, I just wrote 34,000 words.
Yes.
And I do not feel like writing 2 extra chapters. And plus, I really wanted my book to be presented at Igniting Souls Conference 2019. Well, that wasn't going to happen. So I said, well, I'm already booked. I am so glad I attended the conference because I got a chance to really see how things worked. You had the Barnes and Noble largest book signing. That was so amazing, meeting all of the authors that had finished their book and were there to tell you about their book. And then when they presented on stage in the sessions, the entire room was just filled with amazing energy.
Mm.
To say that everyone was pulling for you, and I don't know how many rooms people have been in other than Igniting Souls Conference where they know everybody is pulling for them, whether you are an accomplished speaker or an accomplished author or not. Everybody was behind you, and that energy just fills you in a way that I can't really even describe. All I know is when I got back to Milwaukee, I was inspired and wrote those 2 extra chapters
Oh,
and launched my book in March, the following March, and now the rest is history. And now I'm keeping on the track. And I did the paperback, hardback, and ebook last year, and then this year I was able to record the audiobook. It just
wow.
came out, and so I have to have an official launch party for it, but because you say trust the timing, I'm not worried about the fact that it's out there. I want to have a proper party
Oh,
and
yes.
do that pretty soon. And just watching how you do things just makes me know that things are possible and things happen for a reason and in the time that they're supposed to happen.
That is so good. So I hear you saying that it was the community
Yeah.
that really came around you and injected you with energy and confirmed what your beta readers were saying, which is, hey, Vivian, there's a couple chapters missing.
Mm-hmm.
I love this question that John asks because it's a really good question. It's really sincere. And let's answer it together. He says, is the VIP valuable for someone who's not part of your system? I'm a traditionally published author with more books in the pipeline, but not sure whether to go traditional, hybrid, or do it myself. So, Vivian, I'll let you talk. Then we'll part ways, but then I'll share my part. But what do you think for John? If he's not part of the Igniting Souls tribe, should he come on with the VIP?
Absolutely, because you meet the other VIP authors, and the energy that they give is just like 1,000% because they want to be there, they want to learn something, and everybody's feeding off of each other. And you will make lifelong friends just from that encounter with the VIP and with everybody that you come in contact with. But you just learn so much. They're at like a certain level and they're yearning for an even larger stage. And you just the impact that they will make on your life just in whatever conversation you have with them is going to be amazing. And then you get what you give, but this tribe just pulls you out. Whether you want to give something or not, you're going to give something. And so you're going to surprise yourself. I did VIP last year, and granted, last year was experiential only, but it was so amazing, and we got a lot out of it. And I know I wasn't VIP the first time, and I was just like, oh, I wish I had been VIP, which is why I went VIP the next time, and I'm going to be VIP this time too.
There you go. If with you on here, I want to talk about the 2 tickets because I want to talk about, first of all, what everybody gets. Okay. So
Mhm.
I just got invited to a conference. Um, it's twice as expensive. And they don't even include food. We do. And it's not the same energy. Let's put it that way. Okay. So we get it. Like to come to conference, I get it. It's an investment, but it's an investment, like you said. The people who are there, they want to be there. We have people flying in from all over the world. So with the general ticket, you're basically getting all the main sessions, all the table times and breakout groups. By the way, you ever have any $1 million ideas that have come out of your breakout group? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And I've seen, we've like poured into people, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a great idea." I mean, more heads are better than just one head,
Yeah.
especially
I,
because you get
I,
everybody's perspective.
you and I had a table time recently at at that Rebel restaurant.
Yes.
We also had one at BJ's restaurant. But yeah, I mean, we went around the table and we basically problem solved all the things that were obstacles. And one of the big ones was, how do I get traffic? You remember? And we had a whole
Mhm.
mastermind session there, which was just, bonus. But we also have the red carpet sessions. So this is
Yeah.
where you're going to be able to hear some incredible speakers from all over the world. The Author Elite Awards, which rivals the Academy Awards. In fact, they made us change our name because
Right.
they were getting a little bit antsy as we were getting bigger and bigger. Um, Conference website. So you're going to get, if you're an author, Academy Elite author, you will get your book on the website, which is great. You're going to get a care package. You're going to get the ability to be not only on the website, but in the bookstore. And then the post-con igniter session. That's all just general alone. Oh, and we got to put this. You get breakfast, you get lunches, all the days. I mean, that's
Right.
fantastic too, and that's some good food. Now VIP, you get all that plus you get special placement in the different settings. But I want to talk about this Spark Day
I
because
can't wait.
this is we're gonna leak the bonus out right here. Okay, the bonus. Get this. All right, I got to bring up my notes because I don't want to mess this up. Okay, so this year, rather than having all kinds of speakers at the Spark Day talk about really good topics, we said, you know what? Let's go deeper, not wider. We're filling the theme there. Let's talk about on that bonus day all about mini books. So I just published Show Up, Build Up, a
Hmm.
mini book. Sold a ton of books. I even have my own mini Show Up, Filled Up workshop because I'm all about turning your book into multiple streams of influence, impact, and income. But people said, how did you do it, Carrie? You just wrote Unhackable. How'd you crank out Show Up, Filled Up?
Hmm.
I honestly didn't know how I was going to do this, but we are Dan Sullivan's publisher for all of his Ambition series books. So I've been seeing with all 20 that we've done and saying, how's he doing it? Because he broke it down into a system that literally you can get this book out in days and weeks as opposed to months and years and decades. And so what we're going to be doing that day, and you saw this, I think, Vivian, if you didn't, we have one coming up, I think, later today, a title subtitle pre-session.
Yeah.
But I get on, I help you flesh out your title, your subtitle, so that when you come to the VIP day, you literally know your title and your subtitle. And I'm going to teach you in that whole morning how, with our special process, to get your mini book done. That's cool enough right there. But then here's what's really cool. Here's what's really cool. As a bonus, we're going to give everyone these 7 things. Okay. So number 1, we're going to give people a forever framework that they can use for their mini books. So book 2, book 3, book 4. And it's actually a spreadsheet. Do I dare share the spreadsheet? I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it. Hold on.
You always have to share it. And you know what?
Hold on.
This is answering the question that was asked earlier about why VIP is so exciting and so worth it. This is like way, way worth the price of admission alone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So again, we're trying to say just coming to the Spark Day VIP bonus session is worth it. So let me make sure I have the page prepared. I got it. I got it, my friend. Here we go. I'm only going to show it for a few little seconds here. but can you see this here?
I can, yes.
Okay. So there's a whole process here. Like you can see all my next books coming, right? And this is a process where you have to have a certain amount of subheadings, a certain amount of illustrations, a certain amount. What I did, Vivian, is I sat down and I did this, and it took a few hours. And then, are you ready for this? I mean, this is the whole show up, filled up book. But what I did then is I wrote this thing while riding the Peloton.
Oh, no.
I'm serious. I did. Because I'm like, you know what? I get into flow when I'm in exercise. So because I had that outline, I used a special software where I literally looked at the subheading, looked at my sentence, and then told the story. Just spoke it. And it transcribed it. And then I went to the next subheading and I told that story. And I went to the next subheading and I told that story. Literally, it took me 2 rides. And I wasn't going fast. But it shows that when your body, and they've done research, when you're doing a brisk walk, you get into flow. Vivian, I'm telling you, when I got off that Peloton, I had 90% of the book done. Wow. And then it had to go through editing passes. But that book show up, build up you saw how fast that thing came out.
It came out really fast.
It came out really fast. And so now I'm like, wow, am I ever going to write any other way? So now, just as the bonus for Igniting Souls Conference, we're giving people the mini book process for life so that they can, and Brant's coming on next. Brant has 6 mini books that he has already mapped out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not like any other conference where you're like, oh, that was a nice speaker. I mean, you're literally rolling up your sleeves. But let me go through these other 6 really quick here.
Oh, yeah, we just did one.
We just did one. All right. We're going to get your the mini book manuscript. Now, what do I mean by that? You open this thing up and it says, here's your title. Here's your subtitle. Here's your table of contents. Here's your front, what do we call it? First pages. Here's your, so it literally is a template where you just go in and say, oh, I don't need to create that page. I don't need to create that. Oh, insert illustration here. So it's a template that speeds it up. So you're not starting from a blank page. Next, we have a back cover Google template where, again, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, you're going to be able to say, oh, I need a hook sentence. That's the thing that catches people. Like Mark LaChance's, luck is not a fluke. Luck is a formula. That's called a hook sentence. And so you're going to see the whole process. In addition to that, this is the big one. This alone are $125 each. We're going to give you 2. We're going to buy you, everybody in the VIPs, 2 ISBNs.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So, like a book needs an ISBN. It's your social security number for your book. So now we've taken care of that. Okay. Next, creating your UPC barcode. Next, we're giving you our publishing imprint. Next, we're featuring your book on our site for the following year. Next, we're putting you in the Igniting Souls conference bookstore the following year. Next, you have only until June 30th. In other words, we're going to put a deadline and say you need to finish your manuscript by June 30th so that you
get all of those.
So that you get it. Because if you don't put a deadline, you'll never get it done.
You never will. That's great.
So you see what I'm saying? So everybody who comes to the VIP bonus day that's not even part of conference, they're going to walk away with a mini book and fully be able to know who their publishers, how to get it done, make it happen. Is that I don't know anyone who's ever said, hey, come to a conference and by the way, walk away with a product.
Right. Well, then I'll have maybe 6 like Brant.
There you go. So Vivian, if there was any doubt for people to come to conference, do you think that should push them over the edge?
Oh, it should definitely push them over the edge, but they probably didn't need to be pushed over the edge. But all of that is just nothing but gold that you just said. And so really excited about that. My accountability team, we were talking about the mini book and Spark yesterday. And so we're just like, okay, we've got to get our ideas together. So we're super excited.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, Vivian. You've been a bright light in our tribe, and I can't wait to see you again. Of course, people are saying, "Hey, we got friends from all over Texas," but can't wait to see you. And again, if people say, "But Carrie, I live in Scotland, I can't fly," that's okay. They put it this way: were you there virtually last year?
Oh, absolutely. We had such a great time.
Tell people why, even if they choose the experiential ticket that's virtual, why do you still tell them about Remo and this special platform where you can be a little avatar and book around the room and sit at other tables? Can you tell them how that felt?
It was like it was the best thing if you can't be there, because you could hop around the tables. I could just click a table if I saw a picture that I knew, and I would go, if they had an empty seat, I would go click on that table, and I was able to say hello to friends from England, friends from Australia, who I met through the tribe and through Igniting Souls conference. So we could go to each table and then open that up like a mini Zoom. And then when we left, we could go to another table and have another mini Zoom. And so it was just really, it was almost like being there. It was almost as good. We also wish we were in person, but if we couldn't be in person, this was like the best way to do it. So it was a lot of fun, way more fun than I thought it was going to be, because I didn't know exactly what to expect. And then even with the red carpet sessions, because I was a finalist in the Author Elite Awards last year, we had to upload our videos and people were still able to see us on stage, if you will. So it wasn't like being in person, but it was almost as good, and it satisfied you. And we just had a great time.
Well, thank you so much, Vivian. I cannot wait to see you. By the way, are you and I hanging at Shawshank next week?
Yes, I'm excited. Shawshank
all right.
One of my favorite places, because I love the Shawshank Redemption. That was my favorite movie. So I cannot wait.
Well, I get to see you a couple times in the next few months. Can't wait.
Yes.
All right. You take care, my friend.
Thanks.
See ya. Okay, by the way, check out her book, folks. In fact, when the word stops, suddenly stop. When the word suddenly stopped, let's drop in her book title as well in the Amazon store, because I'll tell you what, that book, she went through a stroke and she could not function. And yet you saw her now and she was on Good Morning America. It's amazing. Dr. Brant Gibson, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Awesome. You get this concept of mini books. First of all, how many times have you been to the conference?
This will be number 4, I think.
Wow.
Something
And
like that.
You brought family, you brought friends. I mean, you go all in, my friend.
Well, I went the first year, and a lot of people ask about VIP. I went to Spark Day. I was through. It was lunchtime, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I've already earned back what I paid.
Wow.
Just by being there.
First half day.
First half day, I'm just going, okay, this is crazy. And then as I was going through the rest of the conference, I says, I've got some people in my household that need to be here. So the next year I brought 3 people with me.
Wow.
The following year, because it was experiential, then I came and my daughter came virtually experiential. So she came that way. And then this year I'm coming and bringing a different daughter with me as well. So.
Wow. And we see the picture behind you. You have
just 11.
11, just 11 kids. I love it. I love it. So you might have your book on you.
I do.
Hey, look at that. James and the Band of Fire, and how people become concordants.
Right.
How did this book help you? I'm sorry, how did the conference help your book? Because you're a fiction writer. I know Vivian's a nonfiction writer. We have all different people watching today, different genres. How did it help you with your fiction book? Well,
it took my fiction book to a new level. I tell people that I wrote this book because God put it in my head that I needed to. There's actually 2 reasons. One of the reasons is my daughter's an author, and she's writing books, and she was trying to figure out how to get them published and so forth. And I said, I don't know the process.
Oh,
yeah. So I sat down and decided I needed to write a book. And so I wrote a book so that I could figure out the process. And so that I can help her do the same thing. But as I was writing it, I was going through this and I was teaching throughout the whole process. I'm going, okay, this is Doc McAdams is the master at the camp, and he actually teaches through stories, and he teaches throughout the whole process. As I'm going through this, I'm going, okay, this principle of concordant is amazing. And then I went to the conference and says, okay, there's my connection. So I can actually take the principle of concordant, and now I can reach out and say all these youth and young adults that are being put into a box and being told they need to be normal, average, and ordinary. I'm saying, well, let's help them understand that they're not normal. They're not average. They're not ordinary. They're extraordinary. And they're extraordinary in a way that nobody else is. And so you're not trying to be like anybody else. You're trying to be your extraordinary self, the extraordinary you were born to be.
That's so good. So let's talk about the conference. Why do you keep coming back? Why do you bring your kids? Are you connecting with other tribe members? Talk a little bit about it for the person who says, look, I just found this live stream today. I don't even know what this is about. Give us the picture of what conference is.
Well, first there's a secret formula to improving yourself, and that's spending money on yourself. And so often we're saying, okay, well, I don't have that money. And you're willing to invest in a car, you're willing to invest in a house, you're willing to invest in clothes and food, but you're not willing to invest in you. So I came to the conference the first time because I had a book and I had an opportunity to come. But as I got there, I'm going, okay, this is a phenomenal investment, because you come in as one person and you leave as a different person.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's why I brought kids. I'm going, okay, you need to have this experience where you can realize, I've been teaching my children from the day they were born that there's no limit to what they can accomplish.
Yes.
And the conference teaches this in various ways through different individuals. You're saying, okay, I'm watching this speaker get up and talk, and you're going, see what they're able to accomplish. And it's allowing, so it sits right along with my message for my family. My message for my kids is that you're extraordinary. Look at all these people that have stepped into their extraordinary lives. And some of them are still working on it. Some of them are still going that direction. But then they sit at a table with these individuals that are not extraordinary. They're not up on the stage or whatever, as far as the world's looking. And then they start talking to them, say, actually, this person is extraordinary too.
Yes.
But they're extraordinary in what they're doing and what they're trying to do and where they're going, as opposed to saying, I'm extraordinary because I stand on stage and everybody looks at me and claps for me and so forth. I'm extraordinary because what I'm doing sometimes behind the scenes,
Yes.
sometimes in my own home, in my own life, in my own family. And that is a lot bigger thing than I thought I was going to get from the conference. So why do I keep coming back? Because I need more of that.
Yeah.
I need people that will actually, when I come to the conference, that make me a better person by the time I leave.
And no conference is ever the same. In other words, we bring different sessions, different speakers, different types of engaging table times. By the way, you're already getting people reaching out about your book. So James and the Band of Fire. James and the Band of Fire. Do you have
That's only book one.
Do you have a little award in the top right there?
I do. This is before the name changed.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So that's really worth something. I love it. So we're dropping the link just like we did for Vivian's as well.
So this is book 1 of 7. Book 2 is in editing right now, and it's called James and the Armor of Solomon. It's the same principle. It's moving forward to teach youth and young adults through story how to become the extraordinary selves. And this one is to listen to the right voices is the second book. That's kind of the premise behind that one.
So each superpower concordance allows them to do something different. And this person can hear voices or something. He
hears people's thoughts. And so what happens is in James and the Armor of Solomon, he starts to hear everybody's thoughts all at once. And it's actually keeping him from being able to use his other concordant skills to function. And so he's actually failing in some of the things that he would normally do well because he's hearing too many voices.
And the principle is that stop listening to all the voices in the world.
You have to learn to listen to the correct voices. The voices are going to help you become your best self.
You and Vivian, I mean, hers is on when the word stopped, can't speaking, and yours is about listening. Wow, and we didn't even plan that. I love it. So Brant, let's talk about this mini book concept, because I know you heard about it and you're like, oh my gosh. And same thing with me. I mean, I'm working on my next mini book. I get it. I'm not against the big, thick, long books. They still have their place. But why does the mini book concept so compelling, especially with the VIP ticket where people are going to learn that system and actually get to publish one of their mini books? What would you say?
Well, the mini book is a way to get an important principle out without having to write the entire book that takes you longer. So I'm a physician. I work with foot and ankle. I'm a podiatrist. And basically people are constantly saying, okay, I've got a ingrown toenail. What do I do for it? And there's 2 ways I can teach that. One is I can just talk to them and teach them that way, or do videos or those kind of things. Or I can provide them a resource that's it's invaluable. They actually value a book more than they value a video, more than they value a piece of paper, more than they value any of that kind of stuff. And they'll actually put that on their shelf. But what it allows me to do is give them all the tools they need to treat this up to the point where they say, okay, now I need to go to the doctor.
Very cool. So your mini book's purpose is to educate them, raise their awareness so that they take a specific action.
Right. And in their case, sometimes they'll be able to do it all themselves, which is okay. But they'll know when they need to step up and say, okay, now I need to get help.
I love it. I love it. Why did you get 6 mini books? Why are you like, man, I'm in?
Well, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. Yeah. So I jumped in. I've been doing Facebook and YouTube lives for the last year. I've got over 700 videos out there over the last year of videos that I've done on either neuropathy, which is nerves not working, and podiatry related subjects. And I continue to do them on a regular basis. So what I'm doing is taking all this information that I've already compiled, and I'm creating books from it, because I can now put it into the structure that you've created. I guess I can't even say you created, that you found and laid out in such a way so that we can use it. And I can actually plug that in. And I've got 6 books that are basically just a matter of saying, okay, now I need to edit. I need to add a little bit in some sections or those kind of things. But by getting these out my credibility as a doctor, my credibility as a person actually goes up, because people see books as that you become the authority on neuropathy. You become the authority on bunions, on ingrown toenails, or
So
whatever.
it raised your credibility.
Correct.
Yeah. So, you know, what's interesting is Deborah Brown, who's in our fire ring, she's doing this as well. And she's just cranking out those. Dan, of course, is 77.
Right.
He's doing 4 a year. So our speakers range from 77 to almost 17. You know, I think Kira might have turned 18. Vivian asks a great question. Can she break up her books into mini books? Yes. So Vivian can take that full book. In fact, I'm going to bring her on here, Vivian. Get ready. So you can take that full book and you can break it down into mini books. And as long as it's 10% new. Okay. Now, 10% new, imagine 2 of your chapters being extracted and saying, you know what, I'm going to put now a back ad that goes to my full book. I'm going to do a note to the reader that's a little bit new, 5%. And then I'm going to do a conclusion, next steps, that's 5%.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, go ahead.
I was going to say, as I have spoken this past year, the audience has brought up different things that they get from the book, and they focus on certain things. And so, you know, I did the book originally in 3 parts. And so really, you know, I can break it down to what is important to me, which is the posse that got me through it, the persistence that I had to have through my rehab, and then prayer, how prayer just changes everything. And so I can, like, I think what you're saying, I can break it down into kind of like those 3 things.
Yes. And think about it. She goes from Vivian, the 1 book author, to Vivian, 4 books, right? 3, 1, and they'll all cross-sell each other. And here's what I encourage you to do. And Brant, you know this too. When I republished Your Secret Name, I did a note to the reader. And so I wasn't being tricky. I think you don't want to be tricky. And you want to tell people straight out. You want to say, hey, in fact, I'm going to show you my special Amazon page where I show this secret. See? Good thing being here live. Okay. So Your Secret Name is one example. And here we go. I'll show you exactly how I position this. So you see it's here, but it's also an older book. So when I did this one, I changed the subtitle. Okay. So I encourage you to come up with a new title, a new subtitle. And then what I said was, if you're new to Your Secret Name, boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then I said, in this updated and expanded edition. So you would say, in this mini book, Vivian shares, takes you on a deeper dive into the posse. You know, one of the main components of her full book. The reason why you want to write that is because you don't want your customers to be like, what? She just took some of this. No, you tell them. You tell them straight out, I did this. And then what I did is on the note to the reader, this is pretty cool. On the note to the reader, I said that. So you'll see, like, before even chapter 1, see this note to the reader. I'm going to teach you all these tricks, but I wrote note to the reader, and I even told the person, I said something like this: what you're holding in your hands right now is a mini book. Let me tell you why I put it boom, boom, boom. Let me tell you about the bigger book, boom, boom, boom. And then again, that's your 5% new. And then you want to create a next steps. Okay, see, look at this, next steps. And that becomes your 5%. And then we teach people to get into your course or your coaching. See, these are all the things that we're going to teach you at the conference. So you could just be like, boom, mini book 2, mini book 3, mini book 4. And really, you'll raise your credibility as an author once you have a whole series. Does this make sense?
Makes so much sense. And I keep thinking about that first question saying, is the VIP an important
Yes.
ticket? And this is like why it is such an important ticket.
Oh yeah, and that other conference I was telling you about, twice as expensive, no food, no mini books. I mean, and I'm still gonna go. Like, it's not a bad one. I'm still gonna invest in myself. But we try to make our event be the best. But here's the tricky thing: July 14th, last day for early bird. That means that we open up a lot of the reserved seats on July 15th for because right now there's people who are owed a ticket, but they haven't claimed a ticket yet, right? And because they've kind of just been hanging out. So we kind of hold these back. So folks, if you're right now watching this and you're like, yeah, get your ticket today. It's early bird, and you lock it in so that it doesn't go away on July 15th.
Okay.
Brant, anything else you want to say? I'll give you each one more word to say about conference, or maybe what you're excited about this year.
Can I share our secret?
Oh yeah. The bonus is this is another bonus. Go
You
for
guys
it.
are always full of secrets.
Yes.
So what I'm doing is because I'm going to do it anyway. But what I'm doing is I'm going to actually provide 3 things to those that are VIP.
Oh.
Two book funnels that they can, that with the process to make them their own, basically. So they can use it for their mini book, or they can use it for their normal book. It doesn't matter. They will be in a ClickFunnels format. And the third is I'm actually currently filming what is a book funnel? Why is it important? How do you do it? And so it's a training. It's actually bigger. I thought I was going to do an hour, but it's become 4 modules. It's 4 different pieces. So it's a bigger deal, but it's just something that I'm doing. I will be selling that in other situations, but for the VIP, we're going to just give it to them.
So let's tell them about that, because a lot of people won't know what that means. It's kind of like when your parent says, "Hey, I got you a savings bond," and you're like, "Sweet."
So what does that mean? Yeah.
So I want to show them what this means. Your secret name.
Are you hiding?
Okay.
Are you putting on a plastic?
So this is a book funnel.
Right.
Grant, how much does this whole process, if you were to go hire someone, to do all this, how much would a book funnel cost?
A book funnel can cost you anywhere from $500 low end, which is not going to be as big a quality, to up to $15,000, depending on who you're hiring.
So when you say you've created how many? 2?
So I'm giving 2.
So you've created 2. Folks, this is what I'm saying. If you don't come to conference, like, it's going to cost you money not to come. In other words, I have book funnels for all my books, and these things literally, sell while I sleep.
Well, what people need to understand is ClickFunnels was created by Russell Brunson. I've paid him to teach me how to do this right.
Yeah.
So this is not just, I've created a funnel once or twice, let's do that. This is something that I've invested in myself to learn.
Yep.
And I'm just sharing it.
That's so good.
So
I love it. Big surprise. Michelle says, I'm already thinking about how I can break my current down book into mini books. She's thinking the right way. So whether you've never done a book, you think you're going to do one, you already have one, the mini book bonus is going to be for you for life. What are you going to say, Vivian? I know you can't top that with a book funnel. But,
I know. Thanks, Brant.
But I'll tell you what you can say. She shows up filled up, and Vivian's the type of person that will be at the table. And when we do these breakout groups, I've seen you work your magic. I mean, you help people, you plow through their obstacles. What would you tell someone who says, I don't know, it's an investment, it's a risk. I'll guarantee the ticket and say that they'll get back 10x the value. Otherwise, we'll guarantee the ticket. So I mean, that's how much I believe in it. But what would you say, Vivian?
Well, I would just say, think about the last hour that we've spent here with you. Like, I've already asked a question about, can I break down my book into mini books? And I've gotten an answer. And so it's just a matter of asking and hearing different ideas and to get your wheels turning. And the mini books, the funnels, and then, just the camaraderie. You just have, where else can you get this big of a value? I can't, I go to a lot of different conferences as well, but this has become my favorite. So
that's so cool.
Super excited.
That's so cool. John asks the question, and we'll end with this because we just got to give a little secret. What's the average range or the preferred range of mini books? I'll tell you exactly what it is. So the framework I'm going to give you all basically lays it out into how many subheadings you need, sections, how many illustrations I recommend. You don't need them, but even your illustrations, think about that. Your illustrations can be 16 to 20 of the pages, which is crazy ridiculous. But the point is this, mini books, you want them to be about 75 pages to about 100 pages. And here's the trick. You might say, well, that's a big book. Here's what you do. You make the trim size 5 by 8. So most books are 5.5 by 8.5 or 6 by 9. But what you do is you shrink it down and it still feels like legit. You've seen the show up filled up. I mean, it feels legit, but it's a 5 by 8. So there's all these things that we're going to teach you, folks. Just the other day, we got, should it be glossy or should it be matte for a mini book, and why? So we got this thing down to a science, and launching, how to launch. People are able to do Amazon SEO. We have options for that. They're able to do bestseller keywords and categories. So Brant and Vivian, I will struggle to not get too excited for October because it does seem like a far way away, but we always sell out, and we got to get our numbers in to the hotel. And so that's why we want to push this hard until July 14th.
Well, and I need a little bit of time for October because I got some books that need to get done before conference. So
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
3 more, awesome. You're gonna have 10 books before we know it.
Exactly. Well, thank you both for being here. You were fantastic. And go check out Vivian and Brant's books as well. Awesome. So folks, that concludes our special Is ISC Right for Me? I can't make anybody go, and I wouldn't do that. I believe I can't convince you of anything. I believe that you are going to make decisions in your life and you're going to live with the results. And I would absolutely love to invest in you at the Igniting Souls Conference. It takes our team a ton of time, a ton of work, but it's totally worth it. Every year we see people write in and say, oh my gosh, I had this breakthrough, or my life changed in this way, or I met this person and now we're business partners, or we're going on a speaking tour together. You're going to meet so many incredible people. Why? Because you are one of those incredible people. Thanks so much, folks. Be a soul on fire. All the information is at ignitingsoulsconference.com. Tag somebody who needs to be there. Another thing I'll share, people sometimes, say, hey, I'll split a room with this person or that type of thing. Like, we're just a massive community that wants to help each other out. And don't forget, we got the world's largest ever bookstore signing, all kinds of other things that happen. We have a live music one of the nights, incredible speaker from Motive University, Brian Bullock, millions of views. He will light you up. So thanks so much, folks. We'll talk to you very soon, and be a soul on fire.